Hello and welcome to the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, live tonight for the season finale from Barber Motorsports Park just outside Birmingham, Alabama. This 2.38 mile, 16 corner road course going to be the site of this closure here. BMW M4 GT3 machines, Christopher Hill, Darren Treacle, they've been going at it for the championship all season long, and it's come down to this race. Who's going to take that crown end of the night. 13 points separate them coming in. So Darren Treacle has got some work to do here. Currently 5th in qualifying. Christopher Hill up there in 2nd. Should be a lot of fun. We do want to thank you for joining us here on V-Speed. A few new names in this field tonight. It's going to be a little smaller field as well, due to some of these guys in this league actually running in real race cars, going to real track events. A lot of them members of the BMW Car Club of America, and by nature of being part of that, you get to go to a lot of cool real-world racing events. So these guys are going to put on a show for us here with just 14 cars currently signed up and registered. At the top of the charts, James Bickford, who is, I believe this is first race of the season, I believe a member of the Charlotte Phoenix esports team, and obviously has some good road racing abilities here. Currently fastest by just about 0.2 of a second. We worked through the qualifying session. Pull up the track map down in the bottom right so you can see your way around here along with us. The driver we're on camera with, they are highlighted in the blue bubble down there in the bottom right. Then see the red markers, those are the corner indicators. The drivers in the white are other drivers on track at the moment. Christopher Hill second quickest with a 120.36, or sorry, a 173. Pull up the qualifying chart right there. You can see James Bickford with essentially a 120 flat, really nice lap time. A little slower than in practice session where he ran in the 119s. But should be a good competitive race. It's a pretty tight field here this evening. The top 10 all separated by less than 1 second. That could lead to some really good side-by-side racing action. As Rafael Torres now jumps to the top of the charts with a 1:19.866. About 4 minutes left in qualifying. Tonight's race is brought to you by SEO Mike as well as the Beltway Brewing Company. You'll learn more about them at the halfway break. Between the two 20-minute sprint races, which is the format for this season. See here in the points, as we show those in a few moments, how the drivers have stacked up throughout the season and who has really been up there dominating these events. Let's actually do that right now. We'll pull the points up for you so you can take a look at spread coming into tonight's event. Christopher Hill, Darren Treacle well out in front of the rest of the drivers in the standings. Going to be looking to take home the championship. One of those two going to be the one to earn the championship here tonight. Darren Treacle 8 sprint race wins. Christopher Hill 7 sprint race wins, but he got out to an early advantage in the point standings and just narrowly hanging on to it coming into the season finale. A couple of races with tech issues, and he had to salvage what he could in those. Michael Papalano, 3rd place in points. Rafael Torres, a couple sprint race wins. Been very quick. A few mistakes in some of the races have cost him more sprint race win opportunities, but either way, he's going to be trying to get up there in the top 3 in standings. Adam Pohl, very consistent this season in 5th. Brian Kennedy, Jonathan Stefan Vapa, Steve Picacci, a sprint race winner. Peter Lanik making up the top 10. You can see the rest of the top 20 up on your screen as well. And these drivers with mixed performances, but to close things out in a strong way here from Barber Motorsports Park. You can go on board with James Bickford here. And try and take a lap around with him. About halfway around the racetrack. He should be able to get one more opportunity in before the end of qualifying. What he can do here. Really pushing this car. Long right-hand corner here. Blow it up. Cut back to the left. Onto the front straightaway. He will begin his next lap. This one a couple tenths off of his fast time, 1:20.275, which would be good enough. Oh, as he goes off there in turn number 1, that's going to cost him an opportunity to get another lap in. Michael Papalano right here behind him, trying to get a good lap time in. Had to kind of slow up there and avoid. He's currently about 3 tenths off pole. A lot of elevation change around this famous racing circuit. IndyCar comes here regularly, well as a lot of sports car series. If you're somewhat familiar with the name of the racetrack but haven't seen it, this is the place. They do come here quite a lot. Section of the racetrack, a very difficult one, a pretty much blind downhill S-bend corner. You go back to the left. Kind of a straight shot down the backstretch here, back to the left again, and a quick right-hander up the hill, back down the hill, back to the right. So a lot of, you can see the elevation change, and then this is the really one of the final sweeping corners here, back to the left and onto the front straightaway. Papalano, see what he can do here. Actually on pace for a very nice lap. 1:20.414 though, not going to be good enough to improve as qualifying is winding down. Having a little bit of trouble here tonight. I don't know what's going on. We get together here before the races start, which is just in a few seconds. That's going to do it for qualifying here tonight. Take a look at the weather into the event. 83-degree track temp, 73-degree air temp. So going to be a little bit warm, but not too bad. As actually track temp just dropped down, kind of reset there. Take a look at our starting lineup from Barber Motorsports Park for the season finale. Pulling off from the pole this evening, it's going to be Rafael Torres in the 777. Alongside him, James Bickford, the newcomer, with the 120 flat. Great time, and he was fastest in practice as well. So keep an eye on that 25 machine to possibly come out here and steal this wins in tonight's sprint races. Darren Treacle rolling off from third. Going to be a great qualifying effort from him. He'll start a few spots up the road from Christopher Hill. Michael Pavolano will roll off in fourth. Christopher Hill starts in fifth. Keep an eye on that 101. Always making forward. Jonathan DeCoucher, who's been quick his time with the league, rolling off from sixth. Jesse Brannon starting in 17th. Clean starting in 8th. Adam Pohl rolling off from 9th. And Scott Kim rounds out the top 10. 11th is Aspen Belvin. 12th, Mike Nickham. 13th, Justin Craig. 14th, Robert Benson. That'll do it here tonight. Just 14 drivers in the field. Again, we do want to thank you for tuning in and cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for. Who think's going to win tonight's race. Very excited to close things out for this season. It's been a good one, very intense racing. BMW M4 GT3 machines, I would expect no less here tonight. And we'll be back with these guys for the next season as well. We'll be going to the M4 GT4 machines, I believe. Another 10 race season starting in a few weeks after the closing of this one. I believe they may be going back to the previous format. I'm going to take a look here and actually just confirm some of those things. Does not say, but it is the M4 GT4. That season kicks off the beginning of June, so June 2nd. Netterton, Silverstone, Knockhill, Donington Park, Brands Hatch, Zolder, Hockenheim, Nordschleife, Zandvoort, and Hungaroring. So I guess we're going with more of the European tour next season. That should be a lot of fun. I'm familiar with a good amount of those racetracks. You know, I come a bit more from the NASCAR side of things, the oval side. So some of these road courses I know of, but I don't know that much about the layouts. This is one that I have learned quite a bit about with the last few seasons watching IndyCar. Sports car racing, definitely an awesome track, puts on some great racing action. And out to get underway for the season finale. It'll be Rafael Torres, James Bickford on the front row to get us going. Birmingham, Alabama, pace car, going to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. The field will work through the final couple of corners under pace speed, waiting for that green flag to fly. Field in the hands of Rafael Torres, two-time sprint race winner, looking for more tonight. And there it is, green flag, a little jump from the 25. That's going to check him up as they work down towards turn number 1. Torres easily with the lead in hand. Bickford goes off the track, able to get it collected and almost gets into Darren Treacle, one of the championship contenders, and there is Christopher Hill right behind him. Out in front though, Torres driving away. There goes Treacle to second. Here comes Christopher Hill to third. They drive right on through. Bickford struggling with the cold tires. Behind him, side by side now. Here comes, was that Brannon working to the left? And that 25 car struggling out of the gate. Here is the 8 of Pavolano. Adam Pohl alongside him. The field working through some of these quicker S sections of the racetrack. There's the 4 machine of DeCoucher. A little bit slow on the inside lane. How about Rafael Torres? So far out in front there, he is about 1.5 seconds up the road from Darren Treacle, who has a ton of pressure already from his championship foe, Christopher Hill. As long as Christopher can stay this close to that 70 machine, he is going to be able to secure the championship. I believe it's 13 points coming in. Field working through the final couple of corners. No issues there really on lap number 1. Great job by everybody to make it around. All in line here. You can see everybody still up to speed. And keep an eye on that 25 machine as he is going to try and track these guys back down. Maybe trying to be conservative on lap 1, but he's going to have a lot of ground to make up. Rafael Torres already 2 seconds out in front. 70 of Darren Treacle. And a little contact farther back. DeKusher gets into somebody. I think Adam Pohl has gone around. Oh, I think he's towed it. Oh, he had a connection issue or some type of technical problem. He got run right into by DeKusher. He's going to have a bit of nose damage on that race car. Ended up costing him a couple spots as well. Aspen Belvin goes through in the Dale Earnhardt-esque machine. Battle to watch is the championship battle. This fight for second place on the racetrack. Treacle's able to kind of pull away for the moment. Christopher Hill not too far back. There's Bickford and trading positions. DeKusher and Belvin. Look at the crossover. Look at the send there by the 208 of Justin Craig. Try and work back, cut back to driver's left. Not going to be able to get there. Got Kim behind him, so this group of 4 cars could be putting on some good racing action for us. Fastest car on track last time was Torres by about a half second. He's putting down a monster pace right now. Just has to be very careful not to use his stuff up too soon. We've seen him do that. Also seen him in this situation where he gets out in front and nobody can touch the pace. That 777. Board with Pavellano here. Work through, I believe this is 6, 7, and 8. I think it's 7, 8, and 9 is that section of the racetrack, the downhill section. I knew it. I knew 8 was in there somewhere. But Dean Tulane has gotten around Scott Kim, so move him into the top 10. Him and Nickum behind him trading spots as well. So Mike Nickum moving forward. Kim losing a little bit of ground here in the opening couple of laps. This battle for that second spot. Pretty hot and heavy. Treacle has about 5 car lengths over Christopher Hill. And James Bickford really closing in now. Last time around, he was 10 tenths quicker than anybody else. At 25, finding the pace he had in practice and qualifying, just struggled on lap 1. Impressive to come out here and challenge for podiums in his first appearance. He is closing right up to Christopher Hill, Darren Treacle, the 2 championship leaders, so that is very impressive to be able to run with these guys. Rafael Torres also, all 3 of these guys out in front have multiple sprint race wins. Torres just still putting down great laps. He was a little bit slower than second and third, and looks like maybe they're starting to reel him back in. Treacle getting a little bit more pace right now. Like you can really push these race cars without losing any of that grip. Race down the front straightaway, Christopher Hill. Touch a little bit with the 70, just a few more car lengths lost that time around. All 3 of these and Michael Pavellano faster than the race leader. Very possible Torres made a mistake or he's burned his stuff up already. 14 minutes left in this one. Plenty of time for these guys to track him down. Scenic location here. Really great area of Birmingham. Went on a business trip there a few years back, and really good time, really cool city. As this battle for second, look at Christopher Hill. He is right there. Gonna look to driver's left, takes the wide line, gonna try and cut back. Treacle not able to close the door. Here they are side by side through the final corner, back onto the front stretch. The 70 is gonna get the advantage. Here comes Bickford now with the run. He's gonna make a move, looks to driver's right. Hill goes defensive into turn one. He's gonna be able to secure that spot, but the door not shut. Great racing here for second, third, and fourth. Pavolano closing in all the meanwhile on those three. Had good speed all season long, a few podiums as well. But things are starting to stack up a little bit behind Treacle. They are not reeling in Torres anymore. It's still stabilized at 2 seconds, that advantage. This is quite the view out your rear view mirror. Darren Treacle, his championship rival. Open makes a mistake. But these guys all looking pretty solid out here. Nobody's really stepped a wheel wrong. How Christopher Hill takes that wide line through there. Treacle very shallow. Ends up putting him in a pretty good spot for that final corner, though. He's been able to get a really good run through there. Hill a little bit faster the 2 previous turns that. And they have closed up a ton on Torres, who maybe went off track a little bit. He was in the 121.5s, everybody else in the 120s. So that is a big chunk of time gained right back, and those guys now maybe starting to feel a little effect of the draft. The 777 maybe starting to feel the rear tires on that race car going away from him. Adam Pohl has gotten back on the racetrack 2 laps down. His shot at the podium points finish might be out the window. Oh, did Torres just go off track a little bit? I think we're all good there. 777 solidly still in front, 1 1/4 seconds. For some other battles, Justin Craig, Dean Tulane further back here, 8th and 9th, far apart. They're actually going to go side by side. The 208, Justin Craig, hang on to that spot. Else pretty well spaced out, but here comes Bickford again, looking on the front stretch, right side into turn number 1. Christopher Hill almost pushes him off the racetrack. Treacle loving what he's seeing there. 101 wide around the outside. Here comes Bickford now working the drivers right side by side, up the hill, down the backstretch, and he's going to try and pull an aggressive crossover move down into the corner. He has the inside lane now. Gotta be careful. These guys are racing for the championship. This is his first race with them. He's not going to be able to complete the pass. That has created a big gap up to Darren Treacle. Michael Pavolano's closed in on these two. Top 5 separated by just 3.5 seconds as we cross the halfway point in this first sprint race. Hear the tires shrieking a little bit there on the 8 machine. Bickford trying to set something up. He's a little bit quicker than the 101 right now. Timing that pass so difficult. They're all so close on pace. Across the stripe one more time. Torres leading yet again. so good in the first half of this racetrack. Starts to lose time, though, in the back half. Treacle not able to take too much advantage that time around, a half-second quicker. Gonna need even more than that. Torres is kind of regrouped here. He's able to pick up the pace once again. Bigford has fallen off the back bumper of Christopher Hill just a tiny bit. Yeah, 25 is definitely falling off a little bit right here, so not going to be as much a contender, I think, for this sprint race win, unless they start to close up on Rafael Torres, and then you never know what could happen. He is losing time, once again losing a couple tenths. Treacle starting to feel more pressure again from Christopher Hill as they work nose to tail through the final corner. That gap now under 9/10 of a second, and the draft now, little hint of that, 70 of Treacle. Kind of a double-edged sword there. Good on the straightaways, but bad in the corners. You can see it's cost him a couple tenths here in the first couple curvy bits. Got some friends that enjoy road course and sports car racing. Make sure to give them a holler. Let them know we're out here broadcasting Thursday nights with the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter. Good racing action week in and week out here on Thursday nights. Championship battle tonight, though, between Darren Treacle and Christopher Hill. The two on your screen right there, the 70 and the 101. Torres out in front, a couple-time sprint race winner. We get another one here. Going to hold off the two strongest drivers all season. And he is doing a good job, but that gap has shrunk from over 2.5 seconds now down to just a little bit over 1 second through the final corner, side by side. Oh, and contact! There goes Treacle around. Here comes Bickford into the 101, and he goes around. And now Pabolano going to slip on through to second, and there is steering damage to the 101 of Christopher Hill. He has got serious problems on that race car. Brannon goes through. This is the opportunity Treacle needed, and how unfortunate for the 101 of Christopher Hill, who got into him. He got tagged as well. Let's go take a look at the replay here. This was a huge turn of events in this race, and maybe for the championship tonight. As into that final corner, the 101 just got the nose in. Treacle, oh, little net code too. And then Bickford tried to just drive through, and he got a huge hit alongside the 101. Get another look at this from his perspective. Oh, and I think he just expected that gap to be a bit bigger. The 101 kind of turned back to the right there. Now Bickford on pit road. He's going to end up finishing in the pits. And Christopher Hill has gone around. Goes from bad to worse for the 101. This... Oh, yeah, he has got a broken car right there. Can't even go through at half speed, really. So this is dangerous. Scott Kim goes off the racetrack behind him, and there goes the 208 of Justin Craig. What just happened there? Did he... Oh, man, they're trying to get around the 101. My goodness, what a mess it's become. Well, Rafael Torres, 4.5 minutes left in this race. Got about 5-second lead over Michael Pabolano. Hill should be working on the pit road right now. And they do have a fast repair, so he's getting that used up right here. Bickford still towing onto pit road, I believe, at the moment. But wow, this is going to shake up the points massively. This race alone going to create basically an equalizer. They're going to go into the last race, last sprint race of the season, If points are calculated correctly, I'm not sure exactly with the drop week, but at least based on the points we had at the start of tonight, it's going to be essentially a dead heat going into the final event. 1 or 2 points separating those two drivers. Torres loving what he's seeing. He doesn't have an opportunity to win the championship, but he can come out here and win these sprint races. He has dominated this so far. He's led all 12 laps. Started on the pole, running in first. He's looking at max points here. How about Michael Pavolano? He was quietly there behind those guys. Got to battling, got to wrecking. Drove right on through up to second. Darren Treacle has been able to recover. Luckily, no steering damage on his car. A little bit off pace where he was at. Fighting in third and just needs to finish this thing out. Jesse Brannon in fourth. Jonathan DeCusher in 15th, Lean sixth. Mike Nickham seventh. I think our biggest mover of the race. That's 57 machine up 5 spots. Got Kim in 8th, up a couple spots. Aspen Belvin into 9th. Greg got it back pointed in the right direction in the top 10. Damage on that car though. Robert Benson in 11th. Hill finds himself 12th. He's got about 6.5 seconds. Catch Robert Benson. Don't see that happening. Adam Pohl, James Bickford rounding out the field. Bickford's still on pit road. If you're starting up there in second, going to have to come from the rear of the field. Sprint race number 2. Meanwhile, Rafael Torres off in the distance. Here, a nice quiet Thursday night drive for him. Wow, how things have changed here in this race. It looked like it was going to be a battle, and Darren Treacle or Christopher Hill might have ended up winning this sprint race. All going to settle out here. Treacle looks like he should be able to hang on to third. 1.5 minutes remaining in this. Going to be coming to the white flag this time. Treacle should be coming home in third. Christopher Hill has really cut down the deficit to Robert Benson. That's now just 3 seconds. Very possible he could get there. They've already more than that this last lap. So Christopher Hill putting down actually his best lap of the race. Every point is going to count for him. And getting up to Robert Benson in 11th. Seal the championship. Or at least help seal it. Keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Torres on his final lap here in Sprint Race 1 from Barber Motorsports Park. He's led every single lap so far. Pavolano in second, maintaining about 1.5 seconds over Darren Treacle, who's also trying to chip away. Trying to get as many points as he can here. Further back, that battle. Christopher Hill, Robert Benson. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest here. They're coming to the white flag. Christopher Hill running faster than anyone on the racetrack. There's the white flag for them. He's got the toe down the front stretch. It's 1/4 second into turn number 1. Torres just a few more corners for his 3rd sprint race win of the season. 7 looking very good tonight. He's given up a bit of time on this final lap. As you'd expect, he had the margin to give, and he's going to give whatever he can to make sure he seals the deal. He's going to get the sprint race win. Michael Pavolano, he'll finish 2nd in sprint race 1. Great run from him. Treacle able to hold on to a podium. Jesse Brannon 4th. DeCusher 5th. 6th is Dean Tulien working out of turn number 16. Mike Nickham. A couple more corners to go for him in 7th. Christopher Hill has gotten around Robert Benson back here in 11th, so that's going to be a very valuable point. Nickham comes out of turn number 16. He'll finish 7th. Aspen Belvin, he'll finish in 8th. Scott Kim in 9th. Justin Craig finish in 10th. Christopher Hill a little bit farther back. Finish 11th. Robert Benson 12th, and last of the drivers still on the racetrack, all on the lead lap. 13th, Adam Pohl. 14th, James Bickford. We're going to talk to Mike Nickham. He was biggest mover there. Pull him in really quickly. Just get a word in with him. If not, talk to Scott Kim. Scott, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You get a copy.
Hey, Adam. Good. Copy.
Hey, man. Good, solid race 1 for you there. The leaders had their fair share of issues. You got a nice, solid top 10 in sprint race 1.
Yeah. Is that what happened? I know Chris Hill he was really slow and caused had me and Justin tangle up at the end there because we just had nowhere to go. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, I guess there are some issues up there, Darren and Chris.
Yeah, just a little contact, and the 101, I think his steering was broken by the time you guys got to him. But man, you got your.
But anyway,
I was gonna say you got
pay off mine, but oh well.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get out of the way, but he was having a hard time keeping a handle on that thing.
I see. Yep.
You got a nice solid top 10 run though. Did you learn anything you can carry over into race 2?
I just keep up the pace and just relax and just do my driving. I know this track fairly well, but I think the temperature and the night setting right now it seems to help in terms of the grip and tire wear. So it's making me in the car pretty consistent. So we'll see. We'll just have to keep it clean and drive well. So.
Yes, sir, and that's what you did right there in race number 1. So good luck there in race 2, and we'll see how you can do.
All right, sounds good. All right, thanks, Adam.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to hear a couple quick words from our sponsors. Tonight's race. SEO Mike helps businesses of all sizes achieve higher search engine rankings to drive more traffic and increase sales. Contact SEO Mike today for a free website evaluation and quote. Mention this ad for 15% off your initial setup. SEO Mike, marketing websites on the internet since 1997. Visit SEOMike.com. Beltway Brewing Company is located in Sterling, Virginia, and proudly represents the DMV area. Check out their lineup of unique IPAs, lagers, sours, stouts, and even seltzers. Savory and delicious empanadas by Peruvian Brothers are now available in their tap room. For all things Beltway, go to beltwaybrewco.com and follow at Beltway Brew Co. on social media. Back at the track now for sprint race number 2 from Barber Motorsports Park. If you're just joining us, it's been a very interesting night of racing. Share the points with you here as they entered into the night, and things are going to be a bit tighter here in the second sprint race of the evening. Christopher Hill came in with a 13-point advantage over Darren Treacle. Last race alone, Treacle made up about 8 points, and this one, Treacle is going to be rolling off from 3rd. Christopher Hill's going to be starting in the 11th position. So he's got to make up a few spots. Treacle going to be going for that sprint race win to try and maximize his points here in sprint race 2. Michael Pavolano, good solid 2nd place in sprint race 1, and Rafael Torres taking his 3rd sprint race. Trying to go back-to-back here with both of these. Barber Motorsports Park. This is the season finale. BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Enjoyed sprint race number 1 and looking forward to sprint race 2. Make sure to like and subscribe on the channel here. Check us out at our social media accounts to stay up to date with what we're doing throughout the week. Very exciting stuff there in Sprint Race 1. I hope we get a little bit more of the same here in Sprint Race 2. Shout out to the sponsors, SEO Mike and Beltway Brewing Company, for their constant presence with this league. Cool to see real brands supporting sim racing community. A little bit smaller field here tonight, but not short on action in race 1. James Bickford, he's going to be coming from the rear of the field. Keep an eye on that 25 machine. Get up there and challenge for at least a top 5, maybe even a podium before it's all said and done. He was very quick beginning of last race. Jesse Brannon rolling off from 4th here in this one. This is an opportunity for some guys to maybe get a good solid finish to close out the season as the field working through the final corner here. Rafael Torres once again roll on this start. Avalano to his outside, waiting for that green flag. There it is, underway for the final sprint race of the season. And Rafael Torres in control down into turn number 1. He'll lead side by side Michael Pavlano and Darren Treacle, who got a little bit squirrely farther back. Nick him around, as well as Scott Kim and Justin Craig and James Bickford involved in this one. Anybody else caught up, that is promoted. Christopher Hill actually has not been able to gain anything. Let's take a look. What happened here? Oh, Hill went around. No way. The 101. Hard on the brakes, I think. Oh, we can't get a good view of it there. Let's go to the overhead. He took him 4 wide and caught the grass. That car hooked hard right. Few drivers collected in that one. Scott Kim, I believe, actually Justin Craig got a piece of it. That was Adam Pohl? No, I'm trying to see who else that was. For Hill, Mike Nickham was involved in that. Justin Craig, James Bickford, nothing that he could do. He's towed it to pit road. Oh, well, looks like another 14th place finish for him. At the front, though, Torres, quick work. Lap number 1. Half a second up the road. This is going to be telling whether or not Aaron Treacle is going to win this championship. Christopher Hill, luckily, still up to full song here at 101, 11 seconds behind the race leader. Got his work cut out for him. He needs to gain about 4 positions. Keep that 13-point gap. Robert Benson, next one up the road, about 2 seconds in front of him. Then in front of Robert, it's 3.2 seconds to Scott Kim, and then they're under a cluster right here. Dean Tooley and Adam Pohl, drivers within the top 10. Treacle going to be fighting for everything he can. He cannot afford to just sit here and run 3rd this whole time. Going to have to go up there and try and get the sprint race win. It's one of the only ways he can guarantee any opportunity to get a championship. Very impressed with Michael Pavlano, though. He ran 5th or so. Oh, got Brandon around. He's off the racetrack. There's one position possibly for Christopher Hill. See what happened here. Oh, wow. Way off the racetrack. 333 machine. Oh, just lost the back end. Really light. He slid hard into the barrier. He's got some steering damage. He'll bring it to pit road. Possibly done for the evening. Not the way he wanted to end. Final sprint race of season. Pulled off 4th in this one and going to be able to do much with it. Christopher Hill has moved up into now 9th as he gets around Robert Benson. Gap 6 positions, and I believe the points difference going to be about 4 or 5. Maybe not even that much. As Darren Treacle out qualifying Christopher Hill, beating him by quite a few positions in race 1. Christopher Hill has got to put in the work here. This is his championship to lose, and so far it's been night of issues. The 101, similar to what we saw in the season finale last season. Kind of racing errors in this one. Last season it was more unforced errors that cost him any chance with Steve Ficacci ending up taking the championship. Darren Treacle's been very impressive. Pavolano in front of him gets 2 wheels off into the grass. DeCousher's closing in as well. He's trying to put his name in the ring for a podium tonight. And it's 3 seconds back to Aspen Belvin running in the top 5. He's been impressive at points this season. Often one of the biggest movers throughout the race. Adam Pohl closing in on Dean Tulin. They both kind of missed the braking zone a little bit right there. Back to Scott Kim, and then another 4.3 seconds to Christopher Hill. At the moment, is not gaining time on those guys in front of him. As they continue to tally off laps here, he's going to have a good opportunity to close up. He's been very good on the long run. Pavolano extending his lead 1.2 seconds now. Darren Treacle just a few car lengths behind B. And this race did not... Oh, Aspen Belvin, the commentator curse. Hold of Aspen here. What happened to him? Oh, maybe the same thing we just saw from Brannon. It is. He loses the car through that fast section. And oh, man, slams the safer barrier there. To keep it rolling. Doesn't look like he's got steering damage, at least not major, but back to 12th position. Looking like maybe a top 5 race. Hill has moved up to 8th now. He'll need about 2 more spots to potentially be safe. I just don't know if he's going to have enough points from race 1. Got damage here so far, but 7/10 quicker than the drivers up the road. Plenty of laps to do it. 10 laps or so left in this one. Treacle cannot afford any mistakes, though. He's got to be perfect. And he's also got to try and find a couple points. Only points to be gained are up there, 2nd and 3rd. The point to be lost would be right there behind him. Jonathan DeCousher still hanging tough with these top 3. I know there's some DeCousher fans out there. Looking at a couple of good sprint race finishes here in the season finale. How impressive has Rafael Torres been, though, tonight, and really ever since his return after the 1 race suspension? He's been a lot cleaner. And at the front a lot as well, so very good stuff from him. Christopher Hill putting down the fastest lap of his race and fastest lap of anybody the last time around. DeCousher, the next closest, 0.2 off. Top 3 all pretty even. Dean Tulin as well, actually putting down great lap times. About 7 seconds behind Torres. Dean Tulin having a good night. He finished 6th in race 1 and currently running in 5th. Race number 2. Scott Kim's had a great night. Well, he started 9th. So finished 9th in race 1 and running 7th right now. Christopher Hill behind him. Adam Pohl also big mover here in race 2, up 7 spots. He'll probably be driver of the day. Maintain this. Torres has been perfect on the night. He got the pole. He's led every lap of the 2 sprint races. Not put a wheel wrong. He's been perfect. He won by over 3 seconds. Behind him, Pabolano and Darren Treacle still trying to settle the score for 2nd place. Approaching the halfway mark in this one. Lights have come on the race cars. Track temp right around where we started the night. That's not really a big factor. Plenty of grip for these cars. Aaron Treacle looking like he could go out there and take the championship, but Christopher Hill trying to make it as hard as possible for him. He is now taking another spot away from Scott Kim. Adam Pohl is about 2 seconds up the road. The 1 car has been strong all season. On pace right now, he's about 10 slower. Christopher Hill. I think Christopher about 5 or 6 laps, which is getting close to the end of this race. And Dean Tulane about another 1.5 seconds up the road, having a very strong night. So if Christopher Hill can get up there, if he can get 5th away, it's his only opportunity, I think, really to steal the championship. Treacle is doing everything he can right now, still about 6 or 7 car lengths off of Pabolano. Those guys to make the mistake. He's got to eventually start to get on the offensive. We got a bit of time. I don't want to make a mistake too soon in this either. Definitely getting dark here. Barber Motorsports Park. 7 machine looking good in the bright white M colors on that WM4 GT3. Climb the hill. Treacle not able to close up at all on Pabolano yet. For other battles, Aspen Belvin, Aspen Belvin, Justin Craig, and Mike Nickum, 9th, 10th, and 11th. They're going to be close to doing battle here. Look at the run into turn 1 by Aspen Belvin. He closed up a lot there on Justin Craig. Oh, and hard in the wall goes Mike Nickum. Huge hit in the whole front end, ripped off that thing. My goodness, what a huge impact. Just, yeah, caught the grass, and then the car hooked hard right head on into the wall. Luckily for Aspen Belvin and Justin Craig, they were on it, and they were able to get around him. But big hit. That's going to end his night. 7th place in race 1. He'll finish outside the top 10 in race number 2. Leaders will streak on past 7 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in race 2. And in this season, Rafael Torres out in front, still maintaining a 1-second margin over Pabolano. Treacle behind him. It's definitely getting dark out here. Gusher, very impressive, 5th in race 1. Running in 4th right now. Christopher Hill continuing to chop into the margin up to Adam Pohl. It's now 2 seconds. Last time around, he was 7/10 faster again, so he will be there in about 3 laps. That'll give him about 2 more laps to catch up to Dean Tulane if he can make that pass on the 1 machine quickly. That would be a heck of a recovery. We would have to wait and see how the points tabulate. Crown a champion. Be very, very close, though. I'd not be able to tell you, and I would not want to make the call on the broadcast and be incorrect. So we'll have to wait See if we can get any feedback from the admins. End of the race. Porter's doing everything he can to try and prevent those two championship drivers from getting points. There's Adam Pohl making a mistake, and that has let Christopher Hill through. Earlier than expected, Hill now into 6th. What happened to Adam Pohl? Did he just make a mistake in the final corner? It's in the grass just a touch, able to hang on to it. Good save. That has let the 101 through into 6th position. Tooling up the road about 2.2 seconds. And about 0.6 of a second per lap slower than Christopher Hill. Tighten things up a little bit. Sure that did anything for us. Sorry for all the shifting colors on the screen there. That should help us see things a little bit better. It was getting a little bit difficult to actually see what was going on. But Christopher Hill on your screen right now, that 101 machine. We can see the cars a little bit better than before. It's definitely very dark out here tonight, and this is definitely a challenge. Once it gets to headlights and cooler track temps, these guys have to change what they're doing a little bit. Their marks are in different spots. They've got to really just rely on their rhythm, memory of the racetrack as well. Darren Treacle up here in 3rd, still not able to close up on Pabolano. The driver continuing to march forward is Christopher Hill. His chance for the championship tonight in his hands alone here these last few laps. Closing in on Dean Tooling. That gap now just 1 second. Right on board with him. And he continues to chop away into turn number 1. 2 more tenths gone just like that. Long right-hand sweeper gets a little piece of the grass right there, but not a problem. He is closing in that gap now, still just about 8 tenths. Dean Tooling has picked it up. He's run some of his best laps here in these last few laps. I think he sees the 101 coming, knows that he could kind of spoil the party for the driver who's dominated here this season. Oh, at the front, Pabolano starting to chip away into the race lead. Could he find victory lane for the first sprint race, for his first sprint race win of the season? Will he, by getting up there and battling with the 777, pull Darren Treacle into the mix? Could be very, very interesting to see how things shake up. The gap still 1 second, though. Those top 3 pretty evenly spaced out. This is the battle for 5th place. Christopher Hill is there. Tooling just a couple car lengths in front of him. Where it gets really tough, though. Aerodynamics, not your friend. You're riding this close behind another driver. Hill cannot force the issue too much. I don't think it's in the cards for him to get up there and battle with Jonathan DeCusher. That's about 5 seconds, as we do have a slow car. That is Mike Nickum back on the racetrack, getting out of the way of those drivers. Respectful move right there. Second and third are closing in on Rafael Torres. Final moments of this race. They're going to be coming back to the white flag here in just a few seconds. Through the final corner here, coming back to the white flag. Torres has dominated the night. He's led every single lap. Can he hang on here? One more lap. The gap just 3/4 of a second and shrinking down the front stretch. White flag in the air for Torres. Pablano is closing in. Torres goes a little bit too deep into turn one. Christopher Hill, though, makes his way by, or is trying to make his way by for 5th position. This is going to be very tight for the championship. And Hill gets through in turn number one. He'll take 5th away. Battle for 2nd closing in as well. Darren Treacle is there. Torres has made a mistake somewhere so far this lap. The gap actually just creeping back up to about 3/4 of a second. Pablano made a mistake in the braking zone. An eye on the race leaders here, the top three. Look at the run by Treacle, who's now closed up behind Michael Pablano. This is for 2nd and not afford any mistakes on this last lap. He can get there and maybe get that extra point. That could be just enough. Coming through the final couple of corners, not going to be close enough. How about Pablano? He is close, though. Just not going to be there to make the pass. Rafael Torres is going to sweep the sprint races. Great battle, though, amongst the top three. Pablano 2nd. Treacle will come home 3rd. Jonathan DeCoucher, strong night for him. 5th in race 1, 4th in race 2. And how about Christopher Hill driving from 11th? Spin in turn 1. Come home 5th, and this is going to be incredibly tight for the championship. Adam Pohl comes home in 6th, Dean Tulien in 7th. Scott Kim, he'll finish in the 8th spot. Good way to close out the season for the 7-Eleven machine. Farther back, Aspen Belvin, Justin Craig, they're still fighting for the top 10 positions. And it is pitch black out here now. Has gone completely dark at the racetrack. Justin Craig, he'll finish 10th. Belvin in 9th. Robert Benson still out here at his own leisure here. He'll finish 11th. Jesse Brannon, he'll come home in 12th. Mike Nickham 13th, and James Bickford rounding out the field in 14th. How about Rafael Torres, though? We're not even going to be able to see him. Don't think we'll be able to see him, at least. But he sweeps the sprint races tonight. He'll end up with 4 on the season. Great job from him and all the drivers out here to put on a very exciting set of races for us. Pull him in straight away. Rafael Torres, Adam of the V-Speed booth. You got a copy.
Copy.
Hey, man, it's dominating as it gets here tonight from Barber. You lead every single lap. You get the pole. And, man, describe the night from your perspective.
I love Barber. It was a hard race. First and second race, trying something new during qualifying, just trying to get a fresh set of tires instead of just trying to burn fuel. And yesterday when we were practicing, I thought I could swear to God that Scott Kim said that we were not going to be racing in the night. But having racing the night in real life, everything worked out for the best, you know. I've done about 16 hours, well, I think a 24-hour here at Barber. So it did help for sure.
It definitely helps to have that real world experience. That's really cool that you've got that here specifically at this racetrack. And a really strong season from you. You get 4 total sprint race wins after your return from the one race break. You've been on fire and challenging these guys week out. So how's it feel to close things out and look forward to next season?
Well, seeing the progression line kind of it's an incentive to keep doing it, but the time that it takes to be running up in the front, the time commitment, I don't think I'm willing to do it. It's like there's live racing, you know, work and all other stuff that you got to get done, and the hours that you got to put in to be able to run up front, win races. It's just a lot of hours, you know. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back next season. I gotta think about it, you know, and see if I'm just go back into hiding with my turtles and maybe come back later on.
Well, you definitely have put on some exciting moments for us this season. You've won 4 sprint races, so definitely a contender out here. So it'd be great to see you back, but definitely understand the real world responsibilities come first before the virtual stuff. But hey, man, great night for you. You lead every single lap in dominating fashion. Take both sprint race wins. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Um, Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the kind words through the whole season. Shout out to Scott for putting it together, and just just that. I mean, all the guys that show up week after week. It's I know the commitment that I'm doing, so I can't imagine how much of a commitment they're putting in as well. So, and I'm not a sim racer, you know. I don't see it in the cockpit for hours on end. I just do a few 30 minutes sessions here and there. So those guys, man, put in all those hours. I mean, shout out to them and all the sponsors of the season. Thank you for sponsoring. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to come and race here.
Awesome. Well, yeah, great performances this season. I think you'll end up potentially third in points after the strong finishes tonight. So definitely,
Hopefully.
yeah, definitely a really good season for you. Even with the missed race, you were right up there in the mix week in and week out. So a lot to carry forward with you. And yeah, thanks for on the great moments this season. Great night.
You too, man. Bye.
For second place now, Michael Pavolano.
Let's watch it. Oh,
Hey, Mike, this is Adam of the V-Speed booth. Sorry to interrupt you there. You got a copy.
it's okay, Adam. How you doing?
Hey, good. Couple of fantastic sprint races here for you. Take second place in both of them here, and you really were challenging Rafael Torres there at the very end of this one. Is there anything you could have done differently to maybe get to his bumper and maybe get there at the line?
Well, I was trying, and RJ is just he's on point tonight, and his pace was phenomenal. I was trying to catch him. I was trying to, even tweak my lines a little bit here and there, late braking, but yeah, no. I threw everything at him, unfortunately, and I didn't get a chance to catch him. But he ran a good race.
Yeah, definitely very strong from him, and definitely very strong from you, though. 2 second places in a row here. Race 1 was interesting. You were able to kind of slip through the melee there and get that second place. But, man, what a way to close out the season. Are you looking forward to next season?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is it's a great league for us. It's very competitive, and but also it's a learning league. So it's a lot of good guys, fast guys here, and I just love racing this league.
Yeah, and we love being able to bring it to the fans out there, and you guys have been putting on amazing races for us. So a lot to commend you guys for. And yeah, man, what a way to close things out, though. 2 back-to-back second places. Do you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, to you and your V Speed crew there. Thanks for covering us all season. It was great broadcast that you guys are doing. To the admins, Scott, Brian, and Dean for I know there's a lot of work that they put into setting up this league. And my family. And every driver that showed up this year. I just want to thank them for for participating, for competition, for the camaraderie. It's just a great bunch of guys. So looking forward to next year or
Yeah,
next season. Sorry.
Yep, me too. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys did not disappoint at all. It was a lot of exciting battling out there all season long. So great run here tonight, and have a good time with the break here these next few weeks. You.
Thanks, Adam. Cheers.
Go to third place now. That is Darren Treacle, who right up there contending for the championship. The numbers crunched, and hopefully we can hear about that soon. Let's know. Darren Treacle, Adam, the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do, Adam. How are you?
Hey, man, doing pretty well. It's going to be a tight number crunch here at the end of this season, man. You and Christopher Hill Man, what a battle there in race number 1. You guys were right on top of each other, and you kind of got together. You guys both got together, and somehow, even though you were facing the wrong way, ended up with the benefactor in that situation. And what was it like, just with that pressure on you there in race 1, and then, just a little bit less pressure in race 2?
It's always obviously a challenge with the pressure and having Chris behind you because he's very good. He's very fast, but he's very fair and won't do anything crazy, which is nice. So you can go and be pretty confident that it's going to be a good, fair side-by-side race. With our incident, actually, we were watching it and we weren't even close. Actually, it was like a net code thing. Our cars weren't even close together when it happened. So it was just kind of unfortunate for him because then he came together with, I can't remember his first name, but Bickford, who tried to pass him on the left, and then that damaged his car and pretty much ruined his race for race 1. But I just kind of do my thing. I run my lines. If I feel like I keep an eye on the relative, I usually try to have a good idea of how close they are or how close they need to be to actually make a move into a turn. And then I'll, if I feel like they're going to go for it, I'll put up the best defense I can. I'm not going to make it easy for them. Yeah, and just keep running my race. I try not to pay a whole lot of attention to the mirrors, but you kind of have to when you got somebody like Chris behind you that's catching you, So yeah, just keep on chugging along, and it gets a little frustrating at times when he's quicker and you try to correct for it and you can't really, for whatever reason, you can't figure it out. Where he seems to be able to figure it out pretty well. But it's good fun. That's kind of why we do it. At least, for me, I like the competitive part of it. That's kind of one of the reasons why I do this. It fills that competitive itch I have during the week,
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's good fun. I mean, the big challenge was just trying to keep up with Raphael and Michael, especially in the second race. Raphael had a good pace. Michael had a good pace. They were quicker in some sections. I was quicker in some sections. And then by the time I was actually close enough to mount a charge on Michael there, it was the last lap. It was too late, They both were putting together a good race, and I didn't want to do anything too stupid because I didn't want to ruin their race. And Chris was a couple of 2 or 3 cars behind me, so I had a little bit of a buffer on him. So, but yeah, it was good fun. It was a good race.
Yeah, definitely very exciting. And the incident with race 1, like you said, a bit of net code. I think we called that out on the broadcast. Well, it didn't look like you guys were all that close, but man, that blew things wide open. 13-point margin come in, and out-qualified him by a couple spots. Obviously he did well in race 1, but he was able to mount the charge up to 5th in race 2. So we're not going to get the calculation on the standings yet. So it's going to come down to, I think a few points here when done tabulating everything. Man, it's been a fantastic season for you, though. You have 8 sprint race wins and a ton of podiums. I think almost every single race you were on the podium. So, just describe the season from your perspective and what you're looking forward to for next season.
It was a good season. I enjoyed it, and I try not to pay attention to the championship portion. I really just want to win races. So yeah. I'm kind of like, I'm in it just to win the race. And if you win races, the championship will happen, but at the end of the day, I just want to win the race. If I can beat Chris straight up, which was a challenge last season to do, and I was able to do a little bit more often this season, that's a good season regardless if I end up on top or not. Yeah, and it's just good fun racing with these guys. I mean, we've got now potentially 4 BMW Performance Center drivers with Bickford joining tonight. He's very fast, which is pretty cool to have that in our league. just with the other guys. We also have that, we have some other instructors on the more regional level. Yeah, it's just good fun. We get together each week and beat on each other a little bit. We might argue a little bit and bicker a little bit, but at the end of the day, we sort it out and come back the next week. I just found out we're doing GT4 cars next season. I'm not going to lie, that already made me angry, only because those cars make me angry. But I haven't driven them in a long time, and they have assured me that they're much better cars now. So we'll see. It should be, either way, it's going to be good fun. So
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. You guys have put on great races, regardless of the car, regardless of the track, this season, no exception to that. So, looking forward to more of it in the GT4 machines, guys. And man, what a season again! 8 sprint race wins, ton of podiums, and it's going to come down to the wire here for the GT. So, third place tonight in both of the sprint races. Anybody want to give a shout out to for that? And
yeah, I'll give a shout out, obviously, to my insurance agency, which is Treacle Insurance Agency. We do auto and business life insurance. We also write for Haggerty Motorsports, and we can put coverage on race cars as well as collectible cars. And then SEO Mike, there we go, for being our title sponsor and Sten over at Beltway Brewery. You guys for putting on a good broadcast. Scott for putting up with all of us and setting this up. I know he gets a lot of flack from us sometimes, and he just takes it in stride, and at the end of the day, we all appreciate it. But yeah, no, it was a good season, and I look forward to another one. So anybody that's listening or watching that wants to join, they should, join in the fun.
I think I might know a couple people that would be interested for next season that might give you guys some run for your money. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Thanks again, Darren, for putting on great races for us and exciting battles out there all season long. So hopefully you're able to celebrate here in a couple days when the points are all calculated. But anyway, fantastic season. Up with you in a few weeks.
Sounds great. Thanks, Adam.
Aaron. Right, and we're gonna make Christopher Hill driver of the day. So we're gonna pull him into the booth as well. Quick word with him. I know the championship battle's coming down. But Christopher Hill, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Hey, man. Doing great. And what a night. Kind of got blown wide open right there for you with the contact with Chris and then James. And man, you had to fight your way forward there with everything you had in race 2. It's going to come down to the wire for the championship points-wise. But, man, what like trying to...
Yeah, this has not been a good the second half of the season for me here, unfortunately, with starting with, having equipment failures for a couple races and then just kind of snowballing on from there. And this one was really unfortunate. We went and looked back at the incident with Darren there that ended up having, having the contact in race 1, and it was like terrible net code, like 3-4 feet between us. I was already backing out, and I was trying to do the right thing there and not pass him at that point because I saw him get sideways from what appeared to be contact. And then I got hit by James, and it wasn't his fault either. It was just bad place, wrong time, and that was enough that I needed to pit and all that. So that was just really poor luck there, I guess you could say. And then we went to the start of the second race, and I had a okay run, but it wasn't going to be enough to get alongside, and I was kind of pushed to the left there by Scott, and I didn't realize that pavement I was on was going to end. And the next thing you know, it ended. Like at the instant I saw it, I was doing everything I could to avoid it, but no choice. And instantly took out like 3 cars. So I know I'm going to get penalized for that. When we look at the points as it sits right now, I think if they gave me a 5-point penalty, that would be a tie. But the only thing I don't know how it works on this is if that will penalize this race or penalize the season. If it penalizes this race, then I should hold on to the championship. If not, then I think Darren wins it on some sort of count back. So it'll be interesting to see where this all ends up on the other side of things. And a rough end to the season. Not exactly how I wanted it to go, but that's kind of what I get for not putting any practice in for the end of the season. I've been focused on other leagues and you know, not up to speed where I should be. So we'll see how it goes.
You've definitely had a lot of moments of working back through the field, though, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, you're resilient in that way, and definitely have the speed, obviously, to keep up with these guys. At many points, you know, while you're running in dirty air in the middle of the field, you run in the fastest laps of the race. So, a lot to be confident about there. It's just the small mistakes that added up tonight. We'll see how it shakes out. I know what you're feeling though with the second half of the season. You had that huge points lead, that big cushion, and it's kind of all just slipped away slowly here these last few races. But man, you've put on some amazing battles and races for us this season, and it has been a pleasure to broadcast. You guys out there all season long. So, if you could describe the season, from your perspective, as well as looking forward to what you're looking forward to for next season. Well,
all in all, it was I'm happy with at least how parts of the season went, and definitely feel like early on I was putting in a good effort there and doing well, and it's just like I said, just it kind of somehow lost momentum there as soon as I had the shifter problems, and then trying to drive with a keyboard first shifter and all these other things. It kind of snowballed, and kind of thought I had it back on track, and then at the end here it just a random race. And so anyways, it is what it is. We'll see if we ended up holding on to it. Hopefully we do. If not, Darren definitely gave me a good run for it. Definitely deserving to get a championship. He's been in the top 3 for season after season, and this is probably one of his better seasons. I would say, being right up there and taking some wins and really bringing the fight to me and all that. And so it's been a lot of fun racing against him. He's one of the big reasons I keep coming back to the league is just he's a tough competitor. He's fast. He's consistent, and he's very clean. It's when you race him, he's not gonna do something that's gonna wreck you. And there's a lot of respect there for him, and so it's if he wins it, he wins it, and went to the better man this season. If not, then hopefully I'm hoping still somehow I hold on to it, but we'll see. I mean, if I didn't, I kind of was my own undoing. So we'll see how it goes from there. So
I'm
see about what they got up on store for next season, and kind of see where we go from there. So
I know we're going to the GT4 cars, and it's pretty much a European tour schedule. Every track is over there. But how do you feel about the GT4s versus the GT3s? That's a good fit for you, the way that cars drive?
I mean, I've got some seat time in the real life GT4, and that's it's a car I feel comfortable in real life and pretty decent in real life. I actually drove it again for the first time this week after not driving it for many months, if not even like 6-8 months or whatever. And I feel like it's improved from how it used to be. It's a little bit more true to life. And so I wouldn't mind giving that a go. Hopefully, I mean, I would assume I'd be decently competitive when last time I raced it was all right, but some different cars suit different people, so it'll be interesting to see if it shakes up the order at all, or kind of how that goes. And, we'll have to see how everything shakes out. So
yep, we're definitely looking forward to another great season with you guys. Again, thanks for the great battles, the great performances, and so much fun watching you guys do it out there. Anybody want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Big thanks to Scott for putting on the league. He's done a great job organizing this thing over the last almost couple of years now. I guess we're not quite to the 2-year mark, but to see it grow from where it was to where it is, and the quality of competition going up. In the old days there was not quite as much of a pack at the front as there is now, and it's becoming ever more difficult to win the races, which is cool. That's nice to have more people fighting for it, and that kind of stuff. And so he definitely has done a great job of building that up, and everybody else in the league is just great people to be around, great people to race with. And so thanks to them for putting bringing the fun to the Thursday night. It's one of my favorite leagues to be a part of, and some of the other race leagues are a little more cutthroat, a little more serious that I race, but this is one of the ones that just feels like a nice atmosphere. So that's super cool. Big thanks to you for doing the broadcast this season. It's been it's nice to be able to share it with friends and family and actually have a professionally done broadcast and see all the action and all that, and that's super cool. Always mentioning Precision Racing Instruction. That's my company there for instruction. We both do stuff in the sim and in the real world, and anybody who's looking for a tune-up can reach out one way or the other, whether through Facebook, Instagram, or Discord if you're on it and you got the connection. Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks to Darren for the battle all season. Well, we'll see what it comes down to once everybody's judged just where it's at. And yeah, either way, it was a great season. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome, Chris. Well, thanks for everything again. Go enjoy the rest of your night and the next few weeks off. And
sounds great. You have a good one.
right, you too.
All right.
For Hill, who has been a competitor all season long, he was fighting for the championship last season as well, and I guess fighting with guys up at the front of the standings. Looking forward to seeing him back along with everyone else next season. Take a look at the results from tonight's race. No cautions, no lead changes. Rafael Torres leads start to finish in both of the sprint races. Michael Pavolano, who finished second in race number 2. Darren Treacle in third. Jonathan DeKicker in fourth. Christopher Hill fifth. Adam Pohl 6th. Dean Tooleen 7th. Scott Kim 8th. Aspen Belvin in 9th. And Craig 11th was Robert Benson 12th. Jesse Brannon 13th. Mike Nickham. And James Bickford going to come home in 4th. Debut races tonight. Didn't go exactly as planned, but for him, guys, definitely a fast driver. But we do want to thank you for tuning in with us all season long right here on VC. Do appreciate it so much. And again, congrats to all the drivers for the whole season. Been a lot of fun to broadcast. And thank the sponsors, SEO Mike, Beltway Brewing. Well, we'll be back Tuesday night with the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, continuing their chase races. Back here Tuesday, 8:25 p.m. And we'll have a few weeks off on Thursdays. Back at the beginning of next season, June 2nd, 15 p.m. Thursdays. BMW M4 G4 cars time, and look forward to another great set of races. I want to thank everybody who makes it possible, all the admins and all the drivers that come out and put on these great shows for us each. Till next time, everyone have a great night and a